Weather Nation's with you, and you're getting video out of Arkansas. You can see people that, it looks to me, in a rear-wheel drive car trying to make their way around and trying to slipping and sliding all the way. Junction City, Arkansas, heavy snow at this time. Some of the most heavy snow that we've seen has been out of Arkansas. This is previously with the heavy snow through Texas, coming through the Texarkana region. That's Tyler, east central Texas. People sliding off snow-covered roads. This has been a very dangerous situation, especially over the last about 12 to 18 hours. I'm meteorologist Devin Lucy with you. We've got an expansive winter storm that we dropped one through previously. Other parts of the country all the way to the East Coast have also had previous storms. But the here and now, what we got to get with the power outages in Texas and then all throughout the Mid-South to the East Coast. Let's get to our experts who are joining us at this time. But we are with Jonathan McNamara, who is with us now, who is a spokesperson for the Red Cross. Jonathan, thank you so much for joining us live today. But there are so many things to discuss because there are so many people that could be needing help right now because these winter storms, this cold is affecting a lot of people.
Yeah, this really highlights the importance of the Red Cross in so many communities across the country. So I'm here in Richmond, Virginia, where we're readying for the potential of ice starting in the late hours of this evening and going into tomorrow. And we're still recovering, obviously, from a previous storm that left tens of thousands of people without power. And obviously, our Red Cross teams are engaged fully on the ground in the state of Texas. We had over 80 shelters open last night with significant numbers of people who have joined the Red Cross, over 1,700 in those shelters. And that's in addition to warming centers and also working with a variety of localities to pre-position supplies and really make sure that where communities are hurting, there's Red Cross volunteers there, because we understand in these types of situations, especially with dangerously cold temperatures, help really can't wait. And that's the mission of the Red Cross, is to make sure that our services are available to anyone that needs them. And we're doing this really wrapped with COVID-19 all around us. So in these shelters, having to administer our COVID-19 safety protocols as well, so that anybody who seeks shelter from the Red Cross can feel safe and comfortable, making sure they get out of the cold into a safe location.
Jonathan, you mentioned the supplies here, and this is becoming such a big issue, something of which maybe was not anticipated by a lot, but we've already discussed in Oklahoma now. The mayor of Tulsa has come out saying that water conservation is a big thing. Water mains are breaking, people are running faucets in the supply chain. People might think, well, people need water. Maybe we should give the Red Cross some water. Is that the best thing we should do?
Yeah, the Red Cross, what we do really is focus on those local community needs. So we are working with community partners in locations around the area to collect donations and to really serve as an asset. From the Red Cross perspective, though, this is why the message of preparedness is so important. So if you do have the ability, like in an area like Virginia today, to make sure you're stocking up your emergency preparedness kit with those, 3-day supply of food, water, as well as extra batteries, a flashlight. One thing we really highlight is the need for people with special medical conditions or needs to make sure any devices that require power are charged, and that you're working in your community to understand what plans are available and what plans are in place if you do need to seek shelter or if you need special assistance. And that is a critical piece to the planning aspect of being ready for any event like this. And that's what the Red Cross and so many partners are trying to amplify a safety message in real time so that residents don't have to search for information for if they need help.
Okay, Jonathan, what it seems to me is you're telling me is that personally you should be getting your own supplies, doing things people want to help. Financial contributions probably seem the best way to go. The other part of this seems the blood drives. We've had a lot of cancellations here. Final thought.
Yeah, we're seeing blood drives canceled across the country in areas that are being impacted either by previous events or future events to come. So if you're in an area that is not affected by these cold temperatures or ice, this is a way you can build strong and more resilient communities, as we have hospital partners across the country that still need blood. And the last thing we want, with hospitals already stretched thin with the challenges COVID is bringing upon them, to not have enough blood on the shelf. So making a donation at redcrossblood.org, scheduling your appointment. We have a promo going on through the end of the month that if you make a donation, we're actually giving out a $5 Amazon gift card. And this is just a small way of us saying thank you to the donors who roll up their sleeves and help the Red Cross each and every day across the country. Your gift and support of the Red Cross allows us to deliver our mission, and we couldn't do it without you.
Great information. Jonathan McNamara with the Red Cross there. Thank you for all you do and the people who need the help at that time. David Neal here, meteorologist David Neal on Viper Doppler radar. This is a big mess.
This is a huge mess in Arkansas. And it's not the only thing that we have seen. Many of the interstates here on I-40 in particular are backed up like this. It'd be great if you didn't travel today. I know many of you, sometimes you just have to travel. And so I get that, but look at the backup. It's ongoing there. Many of those are going to be transfer trucks, still trying to get supplies. Obviously, they're doing the best they can, but there are accidents, and they are numerous. And look, the snow is just now beginning in some of these areas. Little Rock is trying to let up there a little bit from the south, move northward across that area. Back into Memphis, it's going to be snowing there for a while. That'll be a continuation. Nashville, Tennessee is snowing heavily there in Nashville. That'll be a continuation into the rest of this evening also. Then down to the south, it's freezing rain and sleet. I-20 and 55 in particular for you in Jackson. There's a tongue of warm air trying to come northward here just outside of Shreveport, but not getting a lot of help here overall from this, at least not into the short term here. And Caroline, that's where we are at the moment with the Viper radar. We'll be talking more about that and some severe weather possibilities late tonight.
That's right, and you were talking about some freezing rain. Take a look at all of this ice out in Oregon City, Oregon. Out on the West Coast, it's been extremely active, and when you've got ice bringing down trees, no surprise that we've got about 153,000 customers currently without power across the state of Oregon. We've got widespread winter weather alerts, winter weather advisories, but also we've even got some avalanche warnings for the Central Mountains there in Utah. That's going to be a concern as more winter weather expected. In fact, Salt Lake City now underneath a winter storm warning. Up to a foot of snow really not going to be out of the question. And even in the last 24 hours around Salt Lake, Cottonwood Heights getting 17 inches, Salt Lake City 14 inches of snowfall, with more snow on the way. Radar out west showing that snow and additional snowfall higher mountains out to the west, over a foot possible. We're going to have a whole lot more detailed explanation on the west coming up next.